The snow came down hard that night, turning the streets of South Chicago into sheets of ice and silence. Most people had already gone home, tucked behind warm doors and glowing windows. But Ethan Cole was still outside, packing near the subway entrance, his hands buried deep in empty pockets. His coat, his only real possession, hung loosely on his shoulders, thin and worn, barely fighting the cold. Ethan hadn't always lived like this. Once he'd had a job at a shipping yard, a small apartment, plans that stretched further than tomorrow morning. Then his father got sick. Medical bills piled up, work hours vanished, and one bad decision led to another. Now at 32, Ethan was just another man the city looked past. As he rubbed his hands together for warmth, he heard something unusual through the wind, a soft cry. At first he thought it was the wind playing tricks on him, then he heard it again, a child's voice, weak, scared. Ethan turned toward the sound and spotted a small figure curled up near a black SUV parked under a flickering streetlight. The vehicle looked expensive, out of place in this forgotten part of town. Near its rear tire sat a little girl, no older than 7, hugging her knees, her lips trembling blue from the cold. Ethan's heart dropped. He approached slowly, careful not to scare her. "Hey, it's okay," he said gently. "Where's your mom or dad?" The girl looked up at him with wide, glassy eyes. Tears had frozen on her cheeks. "I got lost," she whispered. "They told me to stay in the car, but I was cold." Ethan glanced around. No adults, no movement, just snow and silence. Without thinking, he shrugged off his coat. It was a stupid decision, he knew that. The cold sliced into him instantly, biting through his sweater like knives. But the girl was shaking violently now, her small body no match for the storm. He wrapped the coat around her carefully, kneeling to pull it tight. "Here," he said softly, "this will help." "But you'll be cold," she said, her voice barely audible. Ethan forced a smile. "I'll be all right, I've had worse nights than this." He sat beside her, using his own body to block the wind. Minutes passed, then more. His teeth began to chatter, his fingers numb. Still, he didn't move. Headlights suddenly cut through the snow. 3 black vehicles rolled silently onto the street, stopping in perfect formation. Doors opened. Men stepped out, tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in dark coats. Their eyes scanned the area like predators. Ethan felt fear crawl up his spine. One man rushed forward. "There she is." The girl gasped, "Papa." From the center vehicle emerged a man who seemed to swallow the street with his presence. Silver hair, sharp eyes, calm, terrifying authority. Everyone else froze when he took a step forward. The girl ran to him, wrapped in Ethan's coat. "Who did this?" the man asked quietly, though his voice carried power. She pointed back at Ethan, who was now shivering uncontrollably. "He gave me his coat," she said, "so I wouldn't freeze." The man's eyes locked onto Ethan. For a long moment, the world seemed to stop. Ethan didn't know it yet, but the man staring at him was the most feared Mafia boss in the city. And this single act of kindness had just changed everything.